Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. Hope you're doing well, and while I continue to crunch some numbers and do some historical research before I give you my official box office predictions for Captain Marvel, and using nothing but facts and using nothing but the data that we have in front of us just so we can make all of those trolls out there happy, this is a video I am dedicating to all of those Captain Marvel shill trolls who have been attacking my videos lately. I love you all. Seriously, keep on bringing the dislikes. Bring them on, please. You feed me. Your anger and your soy, it just, it makes me stronger. It makes me more powerful. It makes my beard bushier. It makes everything about me so much better, because at the end of the day, I can still come away and say, hey, I had a damn good time making that video, and guess what? So did the vast majority of all the people who've watched my videos. Go ahead and, oh, look at that, we can hit the dislike button over and over and over and over again. Well, yeah, eventually, just like with everything else in your life, you give up because it becomes, oh man, we have to keep up with this. That requires effort, and I don't really want to do any effort because I'm entitled and I can't do anything. No, you're keeping me back, the patriarchy, no. And then eventually all the dislikes just stopped and the likes just kept on going up. So I'm sure the same thing will happen with this video as well. But let's talk about Captain Marvel once again. Oh my god, he's talking about Captain Marvel again. This man is obsessed. Well, I love the comments are saying, well, obviously someone's got some kind of an issue because he's obsessed with Captain Marvel. At this point, as of like today forward, I'm doing it solely out of spite for all of the freaking trolls out there that are just like so full of their own crap, that have their heads so far up their own asses that they can't smell the roses around them, which is just, the beautiful smell of all this. I mean, look at this. Look at Brie Larson. Look at her. She is just so strong. And as the Hollywood Reporter says, Captain Marvel's Brie Larson can't save womankind, but she's doing her best. Can't save womankind. Well, that's not very positive of you, Hollywood Reporter. And it is interesting, too. How basically, even in this title that like they're saying, oh, look, it's kind of negative, but it's, you know, oh, she's doing the very best that she can, and oh man, let's talk about the patriarchy and everything like that. It's funny to me that they mention saying, oh, well, you know what? It's the womankind that she's supposed to be saving. And that totally matches up with everything that she's been doing. Keep in mind that now at several different points, on several occasions, Brie Larson has gone out of her way to say she does not care about what white men have to say. She doesn't care about what I have to say. Because apparently because I'm white and because I'm a man, that automatically means that I am not as important. That means that automatically, oh, no, you see, now we're in a new age now. We're in a new age now. So now if you're a white man, now you have to be forced to be treated as such, because you have to know what it feels like. You have to understand that you've been living a life of privilege and of you know, you have been living a life of royalty. You've been living a life of cultural royalty for way too long, and now you must understand what it's like to be a plebeian of the socio-economic cultural landscape. Yeah, go ahead and keep trying to push that and see what it does for you. But it is interesting, as I said before, that she's indeed saving womankind, because that is exactly what this Brie Larson character wants to do. She's made it very clear that she does not care about what the vast majority of people going to see her movie. Oh, you can't say that because you're like, you know, I mean, when you look at the worldwide populations, it just doesn't make sense. When I'm speaking of this in this way, I'm normally speaking of it when it comes to a domestic total. And you cannot tell me that the vast majority of people going to see comic book movies in 2019, yes, even in 2019, are not white men. And I'll go even further than that, aren't straight white men. Oh my gosh, you can't say that. Am I saying that there aren't other people of the opposite gender and of various other racial backgrounds and socioeconomic backgrounds that are going to be going to see this film? No, I'm not saying that they don't exist. But what I am saying is that you cannot deny, just looking at the overall data, the overall cultural makeup of the United States of America, and also who actually goes to support these films, it is very clear. Look at almost any single picture of any single theater on any opening night for any MCU or DCEU film. Yes, you will see some diversity, but it's going to be overwhelmingly white. And that is not in and of itself inherently bad. That is not a bad thing. See, we've come to a point in our culture, we've come to a point in our country where just being white, just being a male, let alone being a white male, let alone being a straight white male, is now seen as being evil. Is now seen as being, oh, no, you must be treated like other. You must be treated in a bad way because you're privileged, and you don't see your privilege because you're so privileged that you can't even see the very privilege that I keep on talking about. You can't even see the privilege that my college professor taught me about in school once. the privilege I had to write a research paper on, and I had to prove it to myself, and it's totally true because my college professor, she told me so. He told me so. He told me it was true, and I believe everything that my college professors say. Why don't you try instead to get your head out of that liberal asshat culture and try to put yourself into the real world where most people, yeah, that's right, I said it, most people do not feel that way. Because when you do, you realize that if indeed Captain Marvel is going to save womankind, well, people are going to say, well, you know, if you break it down, it's like a 50-50 split between all of the universe, all of the, you know, everyone in existence is, you know, like either male or female, 50%. Well, actually, that's not true either, because I can't say that anymore. I can't say that people are men or women, and I cannot say that there's just as many women, because now there's 1,000 different genders, and now I can't make up my mind. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to have a freak out. I'm starting to question my own reality and my own existence. It must be hard to be an NPC. It must be very hard to be an SJW. It's fun doing this. It is so much fun doing this. Someone said, it's easy to be a cynic. Oh, you're the critic who's a cynic. It's easy to be a cynic. No. It's easier to play the victim. It is so much easier to be like, well, I'm offended, I'm going to block you. I'm offended and you're racist, I'm going to block you. It's much easier to do that. It's so much easier, or to be like Brie Larson and be like, oh, you're a white man. Well, yeah, I'm going to go see someone else. It's very easy to have that victim mentality, because guess what? At that point, if you're always the victim, then at no point do you ever have to do anything. At no point then do you ever have to try and actually take those risks. Never have to try and actually see things for what they really are. Never have to actually put forth any effort, because you're entitled. Because, oh no, I'm a victim. And you've been taught this, and it's not even your fault. Most of you out there right now, you don't even know. You don't even know that you've been convinced into this victimhood. You've been convinced into it your entire life by society, by culture, by your family, by your college professors, name it. But the truth is that in most situations, you're not. Because guess what? As an individual person, you have the ability to make choices and decisions that can lead your life in a variety of different directions. No one, in essence, at least in this country, can stop you from doing the things that you want to do in most situations. Now, you know, people will say, "Oh, what about why is there no women playing football?" Okay, let's go down that route. Let's just, let's go down womankind. Let's go down this route. Okay, the person that just said it, let's say Brie Larson said, okay, Brie Larson, how about you go try out for a football team and see how long it takes before you break something? Like, I'm going to be perfectly honest here. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're a woman. It has everything to do with the fact that men and women, oh my gosh, guys, spoiler alert, like trigger warning, oh my gosh, so much hate's about to come out. Guys, seriously, some white privilege is about to be coming out. A white male privilege is about to come out of my mouth. So, men and women are biologically different. I know, right? Biologically different. Who would have thought? They're biologically different. And so therefore, men tend to not only have more muscle mass, but also have a better ability of gaining muscle mass at an easier rate, at a faster rate than most women. Again, not all, because again, you have to be specific. Otherwise, you're going to be like, racist, sexist person. So let's just be honest with ourselves here. That's the reason why you don't see it happen, because there are biological differences. In the same way, why do you think it is that you have so many men that love comic books, that love comic book movies, that love these superheroes? Why do you think the vast majority of superheroes are indeed men? It has nothing to do with the fact, it has nothing to do with anyone being sexist. It has everything to do with the fact that you usually will associate with the person that you see on screen. So therefore, the person writing the story is going to be associating with these certain characters, and so therefore, those are the stories that they're going to write. However, that is also not exclusively true, seeing that many women have been able to connect to male characters throughout their life. Brie Larson herself has admitted that her favorite hero of all time growing up was who? Oh wait, that's right, Indiana Jones, a white male, a straight white male. Oh my gosh, the hypocrisy there. The reality of the situation is that they're trying to create chaos. They're trying to create a situation. They're trying to create a problem where there is no problem. They're trying to imagine like the things that were bad 40, 50, 60 years ago are just as bad today. Now, am I saying that no one is mistreated? Am I saying that no one is sexist? That no one is racist? No. Of course not. An idiot would say that, because there's always going to be, no matter what time in history you are, no matter where you are in the world, there's always going to be someone who, even though they may have been raised a certain way, just isn't quite right. Just doesn't quite understand how things actually work. Just doesn't actually quite understand reality. Much could be said about you as well. Much can be said about you who, dislikes a video just because of the title before actually listening to the content and not actually taking the content to heart, or at least not even looking into the content or doing research on the content, because you'd rather just buy into all those lies that you've been told, that you've been promised by all of your college professors. But yes, Captain Marvel. again, saving womankind everywhere. She's doing her best. Yeah, she's doing her best by hating on all of the white men and guaranteeing that her box office receipts are not going to be nearly as high as they were yesterday. And anyone that tries to say, oh, it's still going to make money, at no point have I ever said that I think that Captain Marvel is going to lose money at the box office. Now, if we get something opening weekend or between week 1 and week 2 that might indicate that, I will call that out. But as far as we know right now, based on the MCU history and based on everything that we know about pre-sales, oh, you said pre-sales, you said that we couldn't believe those before. No. I said that you couldn't say that pre-sales are the basis for a movie's success because guess what? You did the same thing with Solo and Solo lost $200 million. But that does not mean that we can't look to those tickets to understand, oh, wait, there's a certain trend going on here. It seems to indicate that there is going to be a range of how much the film's going to make. I think that opening weekend domestically, Captain Marvel, based on the pre-sales, based on the projections, is going to make between 100 and 150 million. Now, some sites are saying between 140 and 180 or 160 and 180. I think that's too high. I think that it's crap like this that has truly hurt the box office chances. I think it's crap like this that have turned so many people off from this movie that people are going to boycott this movie just because, oh my God, he said boycott. They're going to choose not to see this movie. Does that make you feel better? They're going to choose not to see this movie because they don't want to support Brie Larson. It's not that they don't want to see Captain Marvel, though many people, based on the history of the Captain Marvel character, don't want to see her. Why do you think it is that Captain Marvel, both male and female, that's right, going all the way back to Marvel, since male and female, every single time they've brought Captain Marvel, guess what? The comic hasn't done well. The comic has been failing epically for years and years and years. Even Miss Marvel did not do very well. And yet they're trying to say, oh, we're going to put all of our money, all of the future of the MCU into this character that's been rebooted now 4 times since 2012, that's been written by an SJW feminist, feminazi, and that is going to make everything better. Oh, and then we're going to cast somebody who's going to attack the vast majority of our audience in the United States, and we're going to expect to do well at the box office. No, that's not how it's going to happen. That's not going to happen. Not to mention the fact that we've had women in film, as it says, since the silent era. There were huge stars, both male and female. Some of the biggest stars actually at the time, as far as exposure and people's recognition, were women. Now you could say, yeah, well, they weren't paid equally at the time. And as I said before, there was a time when that stuff was indeed happening. But it's not happening anymore. In fact, Captain Marvel's Brie Larson has kind of showed that much. She is going to be, according to Sci-Fi Wire, which is totally not woke, totally not progressive. It's amazing how many things from Sci-Fi Wire have just become so woke lately. Because Captain Marvel's Brie Larson will make Marvel's highest paid hero debut. See how they have to do that? See, she's not going to be the highest MCU character. She's not going to be she's going to be the highest paid debut for a character. And how much is she getting? She's getting about $5 million for this one film alone. And apparently she's made a 7-film deal. Good God. 7 movies that we will have to deal with this stupid nonsense, SJW, Indianapolis-driven nonsense. It's ridiculous. And I really do hope that this film doesn't live up to the hype, because maybe they'll think to themselves, Brie Larson wasn't the best choice, not just actor-wise, but also personality-wise. Maybe we should have gone another direction. Now, am I saying right now that they're going to drop her, that she's going to quit? I would say it's more likely that she quits than anything else. However, it depends on how the movie does. It also depends on how she takes criticism, because if her film gets crapped on by audiences, does not make as much as other audience, and she continues to go down that saying, oh, it's all because I'm a woman, and oh my gosh, I can't stand it. If that's what they keep doing, well then guess what? You are going to put yourself in quite of a bind, because then the studio's going to be like, Brie, you kind of got to stop. And she's like, you can't tell me to stop. I'm a woman. I'm strong. I pushed a car. Didn't you see the video? Like, seriously. And it's serious. It's really funny, because Sci-Fi Wire even admits, like, oh, these numbers have been disputed, but if they weren't true, then they would say, oh, that's not true. They would ask for a retraction. They would clarify. Or maybe the MCU is just so big and most people do not give a damn about how much she got paid. Now, honestly, I think she's getting paid way too much. When you look back at the fact that Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man got paid $500,000 for that first role, which in today's money is around $600,000 after inflation. It basically is like, really? You're going to have this woman be representative of being the highest paid for the first film that she has ever done? I really don't think that she really has the experience or the name recognition to really deserve that, which tells me that she's got a fantastic agent who was pushing behind the scenes saying, well, she's a woman. What do you want to say? If you don't pay her as much, I guarantee that was what's going on behind the scenes, was like saying, oh no, it's all about the optics. But all we're left with here is someone who is being vastly overpaid and is being truly obnoxious. And as I said, driving a wedge within the fan base, driving away many fans. Again, you can see all the hates, you can see all the little, hate bots out there being like, we must false flag videos. Yeah, that's right. There's someone on Twitter who's giving instructions on how to false flag people, how to try and shut people's channels down because they don't like what they're saying. That's what we're dealing with now. We're dealing with crazy people, feminazis as I love to call them. And on the other side, we're dealing with people saying, I just want good movies. I just want fun and entertaining MCU films. I don't want this nonsense. Brie, why in the hell are you bringing this into discussion? And you can blame me all you want, saying, well, it's only because you're talking about it. I have no control over what she says. I have no control over how the media spins this and how she plays that game. She has made it clear that she agrees with what the media is saying about her. That was one of the really cool things about Black Panther. Black Panther's media presence was awful. They spun it so hard. They're still spinning it because of the Oscars nonsense. But none of the people associated with the film really came out in any real way to this amount to try and make the same kind of statements. Now, I'm not saying that you can't find them somewhere, but really didn't really get out there as much. And yet so many comparisons are going to be made between Captain Marvel and Black Panther, but they're so different. They're so different, which is why, for the 1,000th time, my prediction is that it's going to make between 450 and $650 million, which is barely profitable to a decent $100 million plus profit. That's currently my prediction. Now, that can change as we get closer to the release date, but seriously, to all the trolls that this entire video is dedicated to, go ahead and smash that dislike button. Go ahead. As I said, it makes me stronger. It makes me happier. And all it does is drive and motivate me to keep on talking about this topic. And also, it's driven me to go out of my way to spend extra time on videos to do even more research to show you, hey, guys, here's all the evidence you need to show why this movie is not going to be as successful as many of your little friends and shill media presence want to try and say that it is. And I cannot wait to release that video. But anyway, guys, what are y'all's thoughts about this? Are you tired of Captain Marvel news? I know that I am, but I'm going to keep on making it. You want to know why? Because it's freaking hilarious. It's so funny to see these comments on Twitter and in the comments of the videos as well. It's great. And all the people that are supporting these videos and laughing their asses off with me, hey, welcome to the team. It's so much fun. But anyway, guys, let me know your own thoughts about all of this stuff. Do you think that Captain Marvel is really only cared about womankind? And do you think that that's really a bad move? Because, yeah, you might be appealing to half of the world's population, but when it talks about people going to see your movie, for the vast majority of the people going to see the movie, they're fitting that very characteristic that you are demonizing and going against on a daily basis, Brie Larson and media. I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, if you like this video, smash that like button, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. You're all amazing and beautiful people. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.